Dhows took months to ply the coast and days to load and discharge the cargoes they traded with money from pearls. It's not only the volume, but the pace of trade that's changed. Jebel Ali, the biggest man-made port in the world. The statistics are astonishing. 125 shipping lines call here at 71 berths. Every year, the port loads and discharges 7 million containers. That's one every 5 seconds, 24 hours a day, every day. Its free zone houses 2,800 companies from 100 countries and serves a market of over 2 billion people. Commerce has always been at the heart of Emirati life. Local companies now share their success through an efficient new stock market. The Emirates securities market is built on principles of transparency and fair trading so that investors can buy shares in total confidence.
Back in the 60s, there was a few companies which had shares to be traded in the market. Unfortunately, there was no rules and regulations to protect the investors in those companies. Now it's different because we are implementing a strategy to protect the investors, the shareholders. We protect the market from any fake tradings. That's why we have such an exchange.
The explosion of trade has attracted people from every corner of the globe.
We have more than 200 nationalities living in Dubai. I work personally with 21 nationalities every morning. And that's by itself, the average age is in Dubai Media City is 26 years old. So you bring all of those brains young, and then you give them the freedom to move and to innovate. They produce miracles. And what we've seen around you, what you see around you is really nothing but miracles.
Who would have believed that the Emirates would become a world leader in satellite communications?
Of course, we had disbelievers at the beginning, and we had to do live demonstration, and we had to bring them to UAE to show them the control centers that, yes, we are in charge, we can provide this service. It's very high tech. As a matter of fact, we do control our satellites from Sharjah and UAE. This is one of the most important reasons that you see UAE today where it is. The acceptance of new ideas, new technologies, adaptation to it, using it, benefiting from it, and then trying to be leaders in it as well.
For generations, the isolation of nomadic life made the exchange of news a high priority. This thirst for information has made the Emirates a leading player in the global news network. But the technology took a bit of getting used to.
I remember the first television we had in the village, and people will be gathering from all around the village, from every corner at night, looking at it. And the women, when a picture of a man will appear on the screen, they will be covering their faces. They would be thinking that they can't see them.
But how does the voice of one small country make itself heard across the overcrowded airwaves?
The challenges will be making the bridges, is bridging with other people, with other cultures, with all the conflicts going on around the world. We've done some shows between Baghdad and the US. We've done it before the war and right after the war. And we've done it with normal people, college kids. And, you know, when it comes to people, there is not much differences. We share the same daily concern, whereas the same, our kids with worrying about the same problems. And at the end of the day, everybody want to make a decent living.
Not many people would have guessed that you could turn the Emirates into the holiday hotspot that it's become.
Nobody could really understand from outside what they were talking about, the idea that they could actually develop tourism here. But I think most people living here realize that, yes, there was great potential for the development of tourism.
All the Emirates have major ambitions for tourism. Dubai alone aiming for 15 million visitors a year by 2010. Medinat Jumeirah is one of the latest tourist projects. Some call it the Venice of the Emirates, but it was inspired by Dubai's old waterfront.
The area around the creek in Dubai is really the soul of Dubai, where you see all of these dhows who have been plying their trade up and down the coast of East Africa, throughout the Gulf regions, over to India. And apart from putting a diesel engine into their boats instead of a sail, they look exactly like they've looked forever.
Tourism and trade jostle together, competing for space on the waterfront. No problem for the Emirates. They've simply built some more. This is the Jumeirah palm. It's entirely man-made, and so big you can see it from the moon. In fact, 3 palms are being built, and they will add 200 kilometers of new land for building beachfront apartments, villas, and hotels. It's a building project like no other.
You can build any project anywhere in the world. There's already water, electricity. You never think about the infrastructure. It's there. But when you talk about the palm, we have to create everything from scratch. The land is even not available. And now the land is available. It's been reclaimed.
Creating new land is a recent development, but Emiratis have always cherished their existing land and its wildlife.
I have a dream where I can see like oryx in wild. I want to see gazelles in wild. I want to see hare in wild, you know, because that's how people used to see. And believe me, it doesn't touch you much when you see it behind, you know, but you see animal behind the cage.
Research and conservation projects have been set up for all of Arabia's heritage species. These oryx, the mythical unicorn, were threatened by overgrazing and hunting. They were pulled back from the brink of extinction by an international captive breeding program in which the Emirates played a key role. They now live in protected desert reserves where they will be enjoyed by generations to come.
So I think our children, they have the right to see these animals again and to live that life which, you know, our fathers and our ancestors lived before.